You need to turn that camera around, Mr. Magistrate.
All right, we'll get this back on me. All right.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
You need to turn that camera around.
All right. There. All right. Mr. McCurry, you're accompanied by your lawyer, your arraignment attorney, only for the arraignment purposes only. Her name's Christine Frisbee. Ms. Frisbee, can you state your name for court records?
I'm Christine Frisbee from White.
Mr. McMurray, they have a complaint on file alleging on or around the date of September 22nd, 2021 in Big Prairie Township, County of Newaygo, you received a complaint by the officer. Count 1, police officer fleeing fourth-degree vehicle code. They're alleging you were the driver of a motor vehicle to whom was given a visual or audible signal by hand, voice, emergency light, or siren by Deputy Justin Visser, who was in full uniform, and the officer's vehicle was identified as an official police vehicle, acting in lawful performance of his duty, directing the defendant to bring his motor vehicle to a stop, and they're alleging you did willfully fail to obey that direction by attempting to flee or elude the officer. That's a felony charge, maximum penalty 2 years in prison, and or up to a $500 fine plus costs, and Secretary of State shall suspend your license for 1 year. Do you understand that charge and the maximum penalties?
Yeah, I do.
Any questions?
Am I allowed to comment on it?
You don't want to comment right now because anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. So I'll enter a not guilty plea on this charge and schedule it for a conference. I'll appoint you a lawyer, and that's when you want to make your defenses is to your lawyer. Today's goal is just the arraignment to inform you what you're charged with and the maximum penalties. So any questions about your felony advice of rights?
No. I think I got
It's
it.
a felony charge, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you at public expense. Do you understand those rights?
Yeah.
With that being said, are you going to hire your own attorney or do you request a court-appointed attorney?
Am I eligible for a court appointed?
Are you currently employed?
Yeah, I am.
And roughly how much do you make an hour?
Like 21.63.
He just started the job though, so he hasn't been there very long.
Yeah, I
And
just
obviously,
started.
He probably doesn't have the job now since he's been in jail.
All right. Do you have any mortgage, rent that you pay, or utility bills, or insurance, or anything that you need to inform me of? Extra bills you pay for?
No, I think my fiance has him taken care of.
All right. Court will appoint a public defender like Ms. Frisbee indicated. He just started the position, along with the fact that he may not have that position now that he's incarcerated. Court will appoint a lawyer. His name's going to be Rick Prysek. Enter a not guilty plea on both these counts and schedule for a probable cause conference that will take place on October 7th at 9:30 a.m. and a preliminary examination that will take place on October 14th at 1:30 p.m. The court will give this to you in writing today. They'll notify your lawyer of the date and time. Regarding a good phone number for you, Mr. McCurry.
231-250-6015.
And a good address for you.
Is Mr. President?
4965 South Croton.
Can I appoint him still, though?
I guess you can.
Yeah. Because I think it's not a MIDC. That's MIDC's problem.
Right.
Not my problem.
Okay.
We're going to enter a not responsible plea on your civil infraction and schedule that for a hearing on October 7th at 9:30, the same as the probable cause conference.
Well, what's the probable cause one? What is
So at a
it?
probable cause conference, it allows you to talk to your lawyer about the case and go over case details to see if your lawyer can work out a deal with the prosecutor. At the preliminary examination, that's where they actually present probable cause evidence that this crime occurred and you probably committed it in front of a district court judge. So the prosecutor will sit in front of a judge and say, hey, we issue these charges based on the following evidence, the evidence that we have, and then the judge determines if there's enough probable cause to bind this case over to circuit court, because all felony matters are handled in circuit court. Before the court addresses bond, Ms. Frisbee.
Yes, Mr. McMurray lives in Newaygo on Croton Hardy Drive. He gave me a good phone number and an email address. He just started his employment. Looks like it's probably a good job for him. He does not have any cases pending anywhere else. His grandparents do live in this county. I think he he indicated he might not have a criminal record at all. He's never failed to appear for court. This is the first time in court, so.
Mr. McMurray, the court will set a bond for public safety. When you have a high-speed chase, when you allegedly run stop signs and have a high-speed pursuit, that puts other motorists on the roadway at risk, especially when you allegedly run the stop signs and travel at such a high rate of speed that you were allegedly traveling at. The court will set a bond at $15,000, 10% cash or surety. So $1,500 will get you out of jail today, as long as there's no other holds in any other counties. If you don't have the $1,500, you can always go through a surety company or bail bonds. Any questions before I go?
That's a lot. Oh,
Yeah. Well, when you're charged with a felony, Mr. McMurray, so like I said, it's not something to mess around with.
yeah.
All right, knock on the door. Let the next person in.
Do you have any paperwork on Lawrenson?
I'm gonna make no paperwork on the other people.
On Lawrenson?
Oh, I got the probation violation.
No, you always get on me for not waiving the reading of the thing, and one time I do read it to you.